laughing, there's a reason some people can make it act. Ladies and gentlemen of the SFJ Nation, first of all, big shout out to everybody who's been going and streaming Uppercut on all music platforms, all streaming, my bad, I gotta get a cough drop, all streaming platforms on YouTube. Let's try to get that to 30,000 views. Can we talk? I got a new song with Randolph. Yeah, y'all been waiting on this for some months. I got a new song with Randolph dropping on Saturday. I might mess around and drop it on Friday because, you know, I was kind of late this week because Tom McDonald, I mean, hey, it is what it is. It is. So, I made, the top 50 list thing has been all the rave, the big talk in hip-hop and this, that, and the third. We got some people who are upset at the... Here's the thing that I don't understand. Here's one thing I'm going to say. Sometimes I be thinking that us as a culture, like a hip-hop culture, and this really has to do a lot more with the internet being so integral in hip-hop, but I think we all become hipsters way too much, where it's like we just don't like anything. Like anything. We're always ready to this is how it goes. When something becomes too mainstream or too many people starts doing it, and too many people starts doing it, we tend to turn around and then try to be contrarians and hate it. For instance, I knew it was real when I saw that whole crazy cucumber challenge that's been going around and stuff. And when I started seeing how angry people were getting at it, I was like, well, wait a minute. Is it that serious? Is it something to be that mad about? Like, people are really over here writing think pieces of it and stuff like that. Now, the licking the ice creams, yeah, that's stupid off top. But I don't understand our culture where we go, one day we go, there's not enough competition in hip-hop anymore. People are afraid to say who's better. Everything is so kumbaya, which I subscribe to and believe in, and I'm sick of too, right? Then people will make a top 50 greatest list, which is caused for debate, and then now you see people make a post like, oh, everybody got a top 50 list, huh? Yeah, you probably should if you're a fan of hip-hop. Like, what? Y'all gotta stop, like, being the snake that eats its own tail, because we don't, like, and I know I said like a lot, being as old as I'm 28 now, right? Not a kid anymore. I've been a fan of hip-hop since before I fully knew English. You know what I mean? So I've been listening to hip-hop, watching hip-hop. I came to America right when Tupac and Biggie had passed, right? I've seen a pattern rinse and repeat itself every couple years where we like something or we don't get enough of something, we get that thing, we hate that thing, we stop getting that thing, and it just keeps looping. That's literally the cycle of hip-hop, or just entertainment, really. But that really doesn't got too much to do with what I want to make this video about. Because one thing that I noticed, because I made my own top 50 list, I encourage you to do the same if you're a fan of hip-hop, or go watch my video. Let's have a good debate about it, whatever. I love the fact I did that video. I love the fact having debates about hip-hop. Now, the one thing that really gets me upset that I'm seeing at the list that I need to make a video about, this isn't a reaction. This is like taking it back to when I used to have my phone and I just use like the blog videos where I just say my thoughts at the time, just get my thoughts down like a journal. I gotta say this, man. When are y'all gonna stop sleeping on tech? When? Here's the thing. Now, You can sit here and say I got a Midwest bias. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The Midwest. Now, I am Midwest. I'm from the Midwest. That's my. I'm not from anywhere else. That's what I rap. I rap like I'm from the Midwest. I do that on purpose. I'm from the Midwest. I'm a Midwest rapper. I will always be a Midwest rapper. That's true. But my favorite music really be coming from everywhere else. And maybe because I just grew up here, so I get it so often that it's not as surprising to me. But my favorite, but I always champion. But here's the thing. Even without listening or consuming or going off and buying Midwest music, which I try to, it seems like the Midwest gets pooped on a lot. A lot. Because it's not, we're not a coast. We're in the middle, so we kind of get a little piece of everything, right? Even though we have our own sound. And there are Midwest legends that people talk about and people acknowledge as legends. But it seems like it's just Eminem. Who else is the Midwest legends? Bone Thugs, Twista. It really seems like those are the three people when people are talking about the legends, the OGs of the Midwest as we talk about. First of all, let me try to be as subjective as I can with this tech situation, because you got to make a video about this, because you got to give people their flowers when they can smell them, bro. For real, for real. You know what I mean? N9ne changed the game. He changed the game. I could tell you that, and a lot of this is going to be, and I know I try to say I'm trying to be as subjective as possible, but I can tell you from being on the underground of this, of hip-hop, especially in the Midwest coming up, seeing how tech's imprint has affected the world. Now, I see a lot of people, I'm going to go point by point. I didn't write none of this down. I'm going to go see a lot of people who praise Chance the Rapper for the move that he did as an independent artist. Now, you don't have to be from the Midwest, but I really think a lot of people need to start doing their research a bit more to see really where that came from, man. I'm sure right now, if you ask Chance the Rapper, if his independent grind or his grind at all was influenced by N9ne, he will say yes. N9ne is the most respected rapper that doesn't get talked about. Because here's the craziest thing about the top 50 list and people leaving N9ne off. I even saw some people being like, oh, you put N9ne over da-da-da. Here's the craziest part. Majority of the people in your top 10 list, top 50 list, if you ask them, they gonna put Tech up there. I'm dead serious. Most of y'all gonna put M in your top, right? M gonna put Tech on his top. Let's just talk about it. Kendrick, M, he gonna put Tech on his top. What he did for the independent hustle, the independent grind is ridiculous. Now, we all reap the benefits. He ain't the only one, but we reap the benefits of things that he had to stick his neck out first in order to make sure it's okay. The person in the front always catches the most arrows. Now, look at this. Because we can say one thing where it's like, oh, you independent. N9ne made it. Nobody does the independent grind like Tech. Not Chance. Not nobody. Now you could be like, well, that doesn't make sense. Chance sells more albums and Chance sells a lot of merch. That's not the same thing. Chance doesn't have an infrastructure, which is almost comparable to $1 million companies and structures, right? Now you can say, like, what do you mean? You got the Apple deal? All right, I'll put it this way. Chance sells a lot of 3 hats. Chance sells a lot of albums. If you walked into if every rapper had a store representing them, Chance would be like a nice, I'm trying to think of what in comparison. I don't know what you guys have in your cities, but it'd be a nice Super Saver. You know, I don't know if you guys got Super Saver, but Super Saver is like a kind of like a smaller Walmart here. Now, it's got everything you need. It might be a little bit more expensive too, but it's got everything there, correct? N9ne is a super 2-story big Walmart because it's hard to explain, but when I mean infrastructure, to a point, Chance needs Apple, needs these people, and that's beyond just need them to stream his music on. Tech is a self-sufficient entire label. You can literally go into the universe that Tech has built with the strange the technicians, strange music, and all of okay. When I went to Strange Fest, that's when I mean I've always known like this dude is an infrastructure, but Strange Fest was a small city. It was a small city. It had stores. Listen, you go to Strange Fest, you go to my bad, my voice cracking. I'm still trying to get it back from the show. You go to Strange Fest. I'm a little passionate about this. You go to Strange Fest, right? I was standing at the VIP looking down at people, and I literally saw stores where you can go get Tech N9ne stuff, restaurants where you can go get Tech N9ne drinks, while you go buy a Tech N9ne album, while you listen to his artist perform, while he's on tour. That's a little different when it comes to I cut a big deal with Apple and now they're going to put my thing on the front. I'm still independent, but I cut a deal with Apple. And I'm not knocking Chance's independent grind, but it's weird to me that a lot of people don't seem to give Tech the same thing. Now, if you want to put to me, I make a list of independent, the best independent rappers. Tech is gonna have to be, and I know that's kind of like too many caveats, but y'all gonna have to stop doing that stuff, bro. Nobody does the independent hustle like Tech. There is a number of artists that I have toured with, I have done shows that literally their game plan, and like I said in my other video, Tech might not even know this, but a lot of people's game plan when it comes to going on the road and touring, especially from here and even beyond here, right? We watch Tech N9ne go to a city, and if it pops, then we go there. I'm dead serious. You might just look at like, it's hard, I don't want to say their names, but like, if you look at certain people's tour dates, it'd be the same thing. It'd be literally the same cities, venues, dates, and it's like, yeah, you're just waiting for him to do it, to see, which is fine. That's what he is as a leader of this region and this culture. But it spews further than the Midwest. It's one of those things where I don't want to get to a point where people don't understand the impact that I've had in the game, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand the impact that Tech has had. So there's that, right? There's that. So some of your favorite rappers have him in the top. Independently, listen, if you can get your independent grind to a fraction of Tech N9ne's, you'll be okay. Tech N9ne broke the Matrix. Tech N9ne could be rapping till he's 150 years old. Literally. You know how they be like, oh, hip-hop's a young man's game? A lot of people don't even sit here. How many rappers do we have that are in Tech's age bracket that are continuously charting, right? Who are continuously selling umpteen albums, who can hit the road and sell out every single venue, who's internationally touring and doing this, whose merchandise is still selling more than a lot of you signed artists, man. And he's just cutting it with him and himself. Like, you don't need anything else but the strange music world if you really want, like literally, it's its own state almost. I'll put it this way. Houston, Texas is kind of a city that's like that too, where there's a lot of artists in Houston that are big in Houston and can have an entire career off of being popping in Houston, doing shows in Houston and selling music in Houston, that they don't need to go anywhere else. New York is the same way. New York is different because everything is in New York. So even if you're locally big in New York, you're going to be nationally big because everything is in New York, right? So there's that. And do we got to talk about lyrical capability? Because lyrically, he's better than a lot of the people on the fit. He's better than at least 38 people on that list. At least 38 people on anybody's top 50 list, right? I'll put it this way. He has a song with Lil Wayne and Eminem, two of my favorite rappers, right? And Kendrick, 3. Listen, what are we talking? And all of those people put Tech on his top, and each of those songs, he didn't get buried on any of those songs. On any of those songs, he did not get buried, and these are Some of the best lyricists hip hop has to offer at this moment. Eminem, Kendrick, and who else did I say? Eminem, Kendrick, and so yeah, the thing that those are some of the best lyricists that we have to offer at this moment, and he's never gotten buried on any of the things. I don't know, man. It's maybe because I grew up in a place where I saw him his impact firsthand that I see it, and I think a lot of people don't even think to put him there, but I think not enough people think for to put him there, and I don't think it's good enough that the culture or the rappers from the culture say it, and not a lot of other people say it. Maybe not, but there is a whole genre of music of people who came under Tech 9. You know, I always like to do like the trees of hip hop and the branches that have came off of them to create their own. There is a listen, the Hobsons, the Dizzies, let's just put the Funk Volumes, the Jokers, the Logics, the Joiners. I would literally say most people that credit Eminem would probably also credit Tech. And I'm dead serious. So as a Midwest rapper, I had to do this. We gonna stop sleeping on the Midwest. We gonna stop not including our legends and our OGs into these conversations. We're gonna just stop it because I literally saw a list. The original list, I don't even think it had that many Midwest people on it at all. Except for the obvious ones, Eminem. Man, look, we got more people. Twister. People always decide between Twister or Bone Thugs. You can't have both of them on there. Come on, man. We gonna stop doing that. But I guess that's why I'm here. Huh? Yeah. On my last video, I talked about impact. What is impact? What was the game before you got there? And what was the game after you got there? And what pieces of that do you contribute to? So I guess my goal is, what was the game when I came in? Well, wasn't really too many people showing the respect I feel like the Midwest deserves to the Midwest. What is the game going to be after me? Well, they're going to start just, when they start talking top tens, there's going to be more Midwest people than Eminem. When they start talking top 15s, somebody might put somebody over M that's in the Midwest. I'm just saying, that's my whole goal. Just to show that there's more. There's a big diaspora of artists. You know what the Midwest is, right? Young and restless, a restless. No, the Midwest is Chicago, Detroit, Michigan. Think about it, is Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado. Right there, just think about that. Think about that. Think about the collective of different kind of music you get from there. Colorado, you might get you a little stoner rapper or something like that, little wavy, little Dev the Dude or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't think he's from Colorado, but something like that. Kansas, you might get a chopper, a spitter, all of us is gonna do that because we Midwest. The one thing I just say to people is, if you're from the Midwest and you don't got a song where you're chopping or you rhyming kind of fast, I feel like that's being like from the South and like not doing Southern stuff. I feel like you gotta do that for a rite of passage. Even if you don't write, just do it once. It's whatever. Chicago, you gonna get the drill. You gonna get the gangster. You gonna get that. You gonna get that, right? Detroit, you can get anywhere from Eminem to Big Sean to who else from D? Who else from D? Anyway, all these people, Dej Loaf, huh? Midwest versus everybody, and Tech 9 is top 50. Beyond top 50, he the top. You know what I mean? Stop. The era that we live in now is the independent era, and we have majority of that to thank because of Nina. I'm not going to say all of it, but I'm saying a lot of people, even that get the praise for it, really just copied the blueprint. Hey, I had to do it. I had to get my thoughts off. No reaction, but we just not doing that. Top 50 opened up my eyes a lot to see where y'all play certain people and where you look at the way you look at certain regions. The Bay is another region that be getting slept on, but that's another conversation. People be missing E40 and Too Short, and that be blowing my mind because I'm like, bruh, the reason you talk the way you talk is because of E-Fubbalicious, but I'm not even gonna get into that. We out. Shout out to y'all. What do y'all think about it? Is N9ne a GOAT? Is he top 50? Just sounds, I don't know why top 50 sounds like an insult. Like, that boy definitely higher than top 50. Hold up. Let me look at my list just to make sure I got it right. Hold on. Let me look at my list, make sure you got it right. Yeah, I got him as 11, bro. I could make an argument for 10. I might have been tripping. Tech is definitely top 15 of hip hop of all time. Hey, I'll be looking at the comments. I'll be very excited to see what y'all think. It's N9ne, man. Shout out to N9ne.